afternoon, everyone. Today we will start with new repertory, that is Boni Hussein's Therapeutic Pocket Book. So you all know life history of Dr. Boni Hussein. Yes, you know about Dr. Boni Hussein. In organal and philosophy, you have studied about Dr. Boni Hussein's life history. His full name is Baron Clemens Maria Franz von Boni Hussein, and he was born. Yes, yes. Is there any query? Okay. So his full name is Baron Clemens Maria Franz von Boni Hussein, and he was born on 12th March 1785 in the Netherlands in West Germany. He graduated from the Dutch University at Groningen with the degree of Doctor of Civil and Criminal Law. And after completing his degree of Doctor of Civil and Criminal Law, he joined the court of Louis Napoleon, King of Holland. In 1810, he retired from Dutch civil services. Then in 1812, he married and went to one of family estate. He devoted much thought to developing state agriculturally and became greatly interested in agriculture and allied sciences. In that, especially botany, and he formed first agricultural society in western part of Germany. So as he was born in 1785, then he completed his degree of Doctor of Civil and Criminal Lawyer or Criminal Law, and practiced in court of Louis Napoleon, who is the King of Holland. After retiring in 1810, he got married in 1812, and he went to one of family estate. He devoted much thought developing state agriculturally and became greatly interested in agriculture and allied sciences, and he developed his society agriculturally very well. His society or western part of Germany, and because of his technical knowledge of agriculture and land values, after seeing his technical knowledge of agriculture and land values, he offered the position of President of Provincial Court of Justice in the evaluation of land in two provinces. So, due to his knowledge, due to his technical knowledge of agriculture and land values, he was offered or he was given the position of president in provincial court of justice for evaluation of lands. He studied the flora of provinces and became one of best botanists of Europe and came into closer touch with other botanists. So after he became president of provincial court, he studied the flora of different provinces, different areas, different parts. He studied the flora, and at that time, while studying the different parts flora, he came in contact with many botanists as well as he came in closer touch with many botanists. In 1827, his health get deranged and he was declared that he was having some virulent tuberculosis, and at that time whatever the treatment which are present, he was not responding to any of these kind of treatments, and his health was deteriorating, and so he all the hopes of recovery was given up, and he was treated without any relief. At that time, he wrote a letter to his close botanical friend Way, who was MD, and he was also the first homeopathic physician in province of Rhineland and Westphalia. So as he was sorry, as he was the first homeopathic physician in province of Rhineland and Westphalia, as well as Dr. Way, he was very well-known homeopath. And after seeing the letter of Dr. Boni Hussain, Dr. Way was deeply moved, distressed at the news, and he requested Boni Hussain to give details of his symptoms. And after reply of Boni Hussain, he sent him Pulsatilla, which Boni Hussain taken according to the directions and follow advice given by him regarding hygienic measures and diet. So with the given medicine Pulsatilla, he was taking he was following all the advice which is given by his friend Dr. Way regarding hygienic measures and regarding diet. So Boni Hussain's recovery was gradual but constant and was get completely cured. This event created an interest in homeopathy and became firm believer. In 1830 onwards, he came in close contact with Dr. Hahnemann. In this way, Dr. Boni Hussain, he was converted towards homeopathy. Then, so in this slide, it was given in short that his full name is Baron Clemens Maria Franz von Hussein. He was born in 1785. He completed his Doctor of Civil and Criminal Lawyer, converted to homeopathy when he had virulent tuberculosis and was treated by Dr. Way by Pulsatilla homeopathic medicine. His son married adopted daughter of Hahnemann's widow, Madame Melanie, afterwards. And later, he lived with Madame Hahnemann and her daughter and had access to Hahnemann's library and manuscripts. Then he has given many contributions to the homeopathy. First, after converting towards homeopathy, he go through all literatures, all the books which were present before his time, and he came in close contact with Dr. Hahnemann after 1830 onwards. Then he read and write on homeopathy. However, his literary work was much hampered by permission to practice freely as he was not a doctor. So his literary work was not get published easily. But the first repertory which get published was of Boni Hussein's repertory, and the name of that repertory was Repertory of Antisoric Medicine in 1832. This was we discussed in history of repertory, that the first repertory which was get published was Dr. Boni Hussein's repertory, and the name of that repertory was Repertory of Antisoric Medicine, with preface by Dr. Hahnemann, which was published in 1832. Then the second repertory was subsequently published was also Dr. Boni Hussein's repertory, that is Repertory of Medicines which are not antisoric, in which was published in 1835. Then the third repertory, that is the attempt at showing the relative kinship of homeopathic remedies, which was published in 1836. Then all these repertories combined, and his masterpiece, that is Therapeutic Pocketbook, which was published in 1846 in German. So in this way, one after another, many repertories, many books, they get published. Other than these repertories, he wrote many books on homeopathy. There are many contributions of Dr. Boni Hussein to homeopathy. So which are these contributions? We discuss about it one by one. In 1831, he completed one of his books, that is The Cure of Cholera and Preventives. Then in 1832, Repertory of Antisorics. In 1833, Summary View of the Chip Sphere of Operation of the Antisoric Remedies and of the characteristic peculiarities as an appendix to the repertory. In 1833, an attempt at a homeopathic therapy of intermittent fever. Then again in 1833, contributions to a knowledge of peculiarities of homeopathic remedies. Then 1833, homeopathic diet and complete image of a disease for the non-professional public. In 1834, homeopathy the manual for the non-medical public. 1835, repertory of medicines which are not antisorics. In 1836, attempt at showing the relative kinship of homeopathic remedies. Then in 1846, all his three repertories which combine and it form a masterpiece, that is Holy Therapeutic Pocket Book. In 1849, brief instructions for non-physicians adds to the prevention of cure and cholera. In 1849, the brief instructions for non-physicians to the prevention of cure and cholera. Then 1853, the two sides of human body and relationship, that is homeopathic studies. Then in 1853 only, the homeopathic domestic physician in brief therapeutic diagnosis and attempt. In 1860, the homeopathic treatment of whooping cough in its various forms. In 1863, the aphorisms of Hippocrates with notes by homeopath. In 1864, attempt of homeopathic therapy of intermittent and other fevers, especially for would-be homeopaths. Second, augmented and revised edition, part first and pyrexy. So in this way, these are some contributions of Dr. Boni Hussain to homeopathy. In this way, his journey, which was started from after completing the degree of Doctor of Civil and Criminal Law and practicing in court of Louis Napoleon, King of Holland, and then as he was having interest in agriculture and botany, so how he became the president of Provincial Court of Justice in the evaluation of land into provinces, and then after how he converted when he was suffering from purulent tuberculosis nearly in 1827, and his health was deranged. His health, he was declared that he was having or diagnosed as purulent tuberculosis and was not responding to any kind of treatment, and he lose all the hopes of recovery, and he was treated without any relief. And then with homeopathy, with pulsatilla, he was get cured, and how so that he was converted towards homeopathy. Then create interest in homeopathy, so he read all the literatures present before his time. He go through all literatures, then he read and write many things on homeopathy. We discuss about all his contributions to the homeopathy. Then art of physician in taking the case. According to Dr. Boni Hussain, the physician should have an art of prescribing, so that an art while taking the case and art while prescribing the medicine. So only when the physician have that art, then only he can able to cure the patient can able to reach towards the simillimum. So for finding out the simillimum, according to Dr. Koni Hussain, we should give importance to subjective symptom as well as objective symptom. So for forming the totality, we have to consider the subjective symptoms and objective symptoms. The symptoms whatever we get from the patient as well as the symptoms from our observation, and we form the totality. Then after forming the totality, after after combining the subjective symptoms as well as objective symptoms, we convert the symptoms of the patient, we convert the language of the patient into repertorial language, that is we have to convert the symptom into rubric. Then modalities, that is aggravation and amelioration, they are important to unlock the simillimum. Every symptom should be completed in itself, that is location, sensation, modality and concomitant. Every symptom we have to complete with location, sensation, modality and concomitant, and we have to complete the incomplete symptom by doctrine of analogy. So what is the theory of analogy or doctrine of analogy that we will discuss in philosophical background of BTPB? Then every symptom that refers to the part may be predicted the whole man. So in this way, these things the physician should follow. That means while forming the totality, he should consider the subjective symptoms as well as objective symptoms. He convert the symptoms into repertorial language. We should give importance, or the physician should give importance to modalities to unlock the simillimum, to find out the simillimum. Modalities are most important. Then every symptom should be completed in itself by location, sensation, modality and concomitant. We have to complete all the incomplete symptoms where we cannot get the complete symptom by theory of analogy. Every symptom that refers to the part may be predicted to the whole man. The totality of the disease, what the man is to the ego. So we have to consider the totality of the disease. So as the totality is to the disease, what the man is to the ego. Division of symptom into primary and secondary based on theory of logic. So which are the primary symptoms, which are the secondary symptoms? It was based on theory of logic. Then symptoms appear in greatly varying conditions, improving and in sickness. We have to find out the variations in improving and in sickness. The symptom of the remedy must correspond perfectly to the symptom of the disease. Means the symptom of the disease and symptom of the remedy, they match with each other perfectly, then only he can able to cure the patient or the patient get relief with your treatment. It is the business of the physician accurately to observe, faithfully record, and scientifically clarify the phenomena of disease for the purpose of discovering and applying the curative remedy. So, what is the business of the physician, or what is the duty of the physician? That he should accurately observe the patient while taking the case. Then he faithfully record the symptoms without any bias, without any prejudiced mind. He should record faithfully all the symptoms which he collect during case taking, which he find out during with his observation while taking the case, and scientifically clarify the phenomena of disease for the purpose of discovering and applying the curative remedy. So, to find out the exact similar and curative remedy, the physician should have accurately observed, faithfully record, and scientifically clarify the phenomena of disease. Then only he can able to find out, or then only he can able to cure the patient, he can able to apply the curative remedy. The signs and symptoms of the symptoms of the remedy is discovered by assembling under one scheme all the symptoms of many brewers, not only with one symptom, or not only from the symptom, not only the symptom we get from one brewer, we can decide that these are the symptoms of remedy, but the symptoms of the remedy is discovered by assembling under one scheme all the symptoms of many brewers. Genus epidemicus depends on study of many cases for the purpose of observation, which focuses on totality. Symptom of a remedy as observed in provings can't be found in any given case. So the disease symptom and remedy symptom, they form the proper totality. All the world's physician, all the homeopathic physician will understand each other and also prescribe with safety one and the same remedy for identical morbid symptoms and not for identical name of the disease. So this was the wish of Dr. Poni Hussain, that every homeopath, they should understand each other and prescribe the remedy according to the morbid symptoms and not according to the disease diagnosis. So in this way, these are some points which are given by Dr. Boni Hussain while taking or before taking the case, which things the physician should have or which things the physician should follow under the heading Art of Physician in Taking the Case. So, before taking the case, the physician, he should consider the subjective symptoms as well as objective symptoms and form totality. Then after getting the symptoms of the case, after case taking, to he should convert the patient's language, he should convert the symptoms into rubric. Then modality are most important things, that is ameliorating and aggravating factors, because they are very much helpful in finding out the simillimum. Every symptom should be completed in itself by location, sensation, modality and concomitant. And if some symptoms are incomplete, then with the help of theory of analogy, we have to complete that symptom. And this is also called as this theory. Through this theory, he gives the concept that we should not refer to the part, but we have to consider predicted the whole man. The totality is to the disease what the man is to the ego. Division of symptom into primary and secondary, which are based on theory of logic. Symptom appear in greatly varying condition, improving and in sickness. The symptom of the remedy must correspond perfectly to the symptom of disease. Means we have to match perfectly the disease, the picture of the patient with the symptoms of the patient with the symptoms of the remedy. It is the business of the physician accurately to observe, faithfully record, and scientifically clarify the phenomena of disease for the purpose of discovering and applying the curative remedy. The symptom of the remedy is discovered by assembling under one scheme all the symptoms of many provers. So, the symptoms which we observe or which we get in the remedy, that was not written after proving the medicine on one prover, but the same medicine was proven on many provers, and then the symptoms are assembled under that remedy. Then genus epidemicus, it depends on study of many cases for purpose of observation, which focuses on totality. Symptom of a remedy as observed in proving can't be found in any given case. So the symptoms of disease and symptoms of remedy, we have to match the totality. According to Dr. Boning Hussain, his wish was that all the world's physicians will understand each other and also prescribe with safety one and at the same remedy for identical morbid symptoms and not for identical names of the disease. So we should not prescribe according to the name of disease, but we have to prescribe according to disease symptoms. We have to match the symptom totality with the medicinal totality and not according to the disease diagnosis. So these are the points